Hello, I'm Brian Jenkins, Vice President of Business Development for Ceres, here once again with Alan Rohrbach, the President and Lead Analyst of Roar International, the Capital Markets Advisory. Alan, in your decades in the business, you've gone from sending information by courier back in the day to now providing it in your Roar blog. Blogs seem trendy, so why is yours an effective analysis and advisory platform?
Yeah. Back in the day. You're being too kind, Brian. You mean back in the dinosaur age. When I first stepped on the floor of the Mercantile Exchange, it was at the old Merc, the one that they had put up in the 1920s, that was still on the corner of Franklin and Washington, and it was this huge cavernous trading floor for that time, but there was no electronic quote system. There were guys up on catwalks above the trading pits around the edge of the floor, and they'd be up there looking down at the pit, and the brokers would shout up last trades, and they'd mark on the catwalk, mark on the chalkboard up on the catwalk, and then they'd look at their watch every once in a while, mark a time, the quotes, time and the quotes. They were very clever, though. They had a system. Those chalkboards were on a rolling track, and as soon as one got full down to the bottom, they'd slide it over, and you'd start the next. And of course, both the markets and the technology and the research provision technology has come a long way since then with the massive computerization. So we hit the first improvement. I was doing typewriter printing on the templates, and then getting into my printer as early as possible Saturday. He'd get it back to me. I'd get it over to DHL or FedEx, and they'd deliver it overnight to Europe and the U.S., which was cumbersome, expensive. We were also glad to see email, and especially after a while, it wasn't just in the body of the email, it was the PDFs, and we could attach them. But the reason we went to the blog is partially as a convenience for me, and we'll get back to that, but it's so much more effective for my advisory clients and plain research subscribers who don't speak to me on a day-to-day basis. The blog, on one hand, much like the websites, I could have a page that had the research output, like the calendars and the weekly summary perspective and the technical projections. And so instead of having an email with a PDF where they either had to keep track of the email or print out the PDF and carry it around with them, anyone wants to see any of those things from me, and they can just go to the blog, sign in, and go into that section and light up the most recent calendar, technicals, whatever. But as importantly, the more extensive research, the analytic write-ups, and now, of course, the videos, those are in the blog posts. And you used to maybe put them out as, again, PDF form, not the videos, but the write-ups, clients need to keep track of that. And then in order to facilitate people seeing what you had written before, you had to have an archive. More steps, more work. That's the benefit to me as the research provider. Blogs are, as they say, self-curating. When you put up blog posts, they're automatically up there in reverse chronological order. You can go back to older posts. You can go down on the right sidebar, go to the calendar. You go to any previous month and day to see what I put out, or a range of posts on that day and shortly before. So it's just so much better for getting out, especially now that it's video research, along with the extensive trend write-ups, commentary. It's all in there. It's an automatic archive that serves my subscribers and my advisory clients very well, and it doesn't hurt for me at all. It makes my life easier too. It's just the more effective platform in the modern age, and it's a way to get a lot of various kinds of research out without a lot of separate sub-archives people have to go to. Go to the main page, you can choose whatever you want to see. And that's it. Thanks for asking.